Tiger stuff. Okay. So Flannel, again, this weekend doesn't impact how I view them in terms of winning the division. I'm still with it. They have as good of a shot as anybody in this division.
Yeah, they gotta show out against Cleveland, though. I mean, I get it. If they don't, it's not the worst thing in the world. And for the record, even just in a vacuum, getting swept by the Yankees isn't the worst thing in the world. The Yankees are probably going to win that division.
It's the way it went down.
100%, 100%. I was just about to say, with games 1 and 3 being extremely winnable, and it was your offense who let you down, which was predictable, but also your bullpen. Your bullpen, obviously, at the beginning of the season was playing a little bit above themselves, but now they're only 5th in the MLB in bullpen ERA. And I understand 5th is still really, really good, but for a while, one of the reasons they were so good is because they were first by a mile. And then, as you saw, normally reliable Jason Foley blows a save. Shelby Miller all of a sudden forgot how to pitch, and Tyler Holton and Will Vest have kind of had rough seasons overall.
And they were always going to have regression to the mean.
Sure.
Like, Jason Foley's not just going to pop up here and be the Mariano or the Marriott. You know, like it's not going to happen. There's going to be regression. The problem is, and what I was really banking on when I called for them to win the division, you can have regression to the mean with the bullpen. At some point, you have to get progression to the mean with the 6 through 9 hitters and not be 126 for an entire week like they were this year. And oh, by the way, like Matt Vierling is the only guy on the second half of the lineup that is capable of getting a hit in the major leagues. And again, I'm not saying I'm more pro Torque than most people are because I've seen it. He's shown us before. Now he's also shown us a propensity to have slow starts. Yeah. And you can't have it. Yeah. What do you got, KG?
Oh, no, I wanted you to finish your point, but I just had a question.
Yes.
Yeah, well, you was talking about Torque, and like Sam said, you got 5 out of your 9 lineup hitters hitting pretty bad. Like, and AJ Hinch came out and said they have no plans, at least currently, to send Torque down. What's the priority here? Because you can't send Javi down. He's making too much money.
Well, you can't send him down anyway. He has to agree to it.
Well, true. So, but yeah, what is your priority? Do you send Parker Meadows down first?
Yes.
Do you send Torque down as well? Like, how would you do it?
I was on the train to just let Torque go through it, Flannel. I was on that train, but AJ Hinch's comments over the weekend, that kind of, I was like, wow.
Yeah.
Because you know, AJ is a pro. And I stand for AJ more than most. I contend that the reason they are above 500 is solely because of AJ Hinch. Solely. I believe that, Flannel.
He's won you, I would say, at least 5 games.
Which is the difference.
Yeah, sure.
But when he said that, because he keeps it cool. He's a pro. And look, I know that we get emotional. Certainly I get emotional about it. And we as fans do. But AJ is a professional. And he's not. This isn't college. You're not going to go out and say, well, Torque better get his ish together or he's out of here. Like, managers don't do that. Yeah. Professional management doesn't do that. With that being said, that's basically what he did. He did about as much as we call for, an overly emotional person to do. He basically did that.
Well, he basically said the next step is him sitting next to me on the bench. And like I said, one of the reasons why I did expect the Tigers to be good was I didn't expect Spencer Torkelson to regress like this. I understand that maybe it's not a regression, maybe it's a slow start, although when you look at the totality of his career, 300 games in, kind of a lot, I would say it's a mixed bag, to put it nicely. Mostly bad, by the way, except for a couple of months last season, which did culminate in him hitting 30 home runs. I understand that. It's a weird lineup when Spencer Torkelson is playing as poorly as he is. But he's not even I would say he's not even the most of the Tigers' problems. Because if we're talking about sending Spencer Torkelson down, what about Parker Meadows? Yeah. I mean, Colt Keith. I understand people keep telling me that he's had a lot of bad luck, but his OPS starts with a 3. That's impossible. Not for Colt Keith, apparently.
No, you can't have that.
You can't have that.
Like, period. That's my thing. And this kind of swings nicely into here in the chat, Steve Wilds, Neil's just a politician, just complains when no solutions with the Tigers. No, Steve, I said that. Yeah. I said that. I don't know what the answer is. However, I know what the answer is not. And it's Parker Meadows and it's Colt. And I'm sorry. Yeah. Like, look, I want Colt Keith to succeed. I want Parker Meadows to succeed. I know Parker Meadows is fast and has speed, but you can't steal first base.
Yeah, and
you
also,
can't do it.
And also Parker Meadows, in a game that I believe the Tigers won, committed to me, which is the most ultimate sin you could possibly do. You're a pinch runner and you get thrown out stealing second. So you didn't even have to do anything to get on base. You just are fast and had somebody else do it for you, but you still got caught stealing second. I would have sent him down right then and there, personally. Jesus
We
Christ.
know you don't like caught stealings, man. We know that.
I think stolen bases are overrated, but that's just that's neither here nor there. We can have a discussion about that. But the reality is that Parker Meadows isn't doing us any good if he can't get on first. And no, I don't care about his fielding when his offense is this bad. His batting average starts with a 0. His batting average starts with a 0, and Colt Keith's OPS starts with a 3. That's impossible. That's literally impossible, but it's happening.
And so, Steve, to go back to your question, then what do you do? Is it Jace Young then? I mean, he's hitting 265 down in Toledo.
Justin Henry Malloy.
I mean, you know what? Okay. And Spenny, we had this come to Jesus meeting last week, as a matter of fact.
Yeah.
Where I said, and me, like, look, my problem with the Akil Baddoo is I believe he's a 4A guy. And he kind of represents what I was upset about the Tigers for 8 years. Like, it was good enough.
Yeah.
Akil Baddoo is a glass of water to someone that's been in the desert for 3 weeks right now.
Yes.
And that's me, like, as a Tigers fan, an offensive-minded Tigers fan. Akil Baddoo would be a glass of water to someone in the desert. It's that bad. Do we realize?
Yeah,
say those stats again, Flannel, about Parker Meadows and about Colt Keith.
Parker Meadows' batting average starts with a 0. Colt Keith's OPS starts with a 3.
End of story.
A bad OPS, by the way, starts with a 5.
And I'm not saying, Colt Keith is done. What a waste of money. I'm not saying that, guys. This ain't it. The team's still above 500.
Yeah.
Imagine what they could be if you had just a slightly below average hitter.
I mean, and I think that's the ultimate thing about this, because the last thing that we want to do as Tigers fans, the last thing I think the Tigers want to do, although I don't know what they're going to do about it, is potentially waste a Cy Young season from Tarek Skubal, because right now he's that guy. He could very, very easily win it. You don't want to waste a season in which Reese Olson is giving you an ERA under 3. He's the worst. He's the biggest opposite of beneficiary of it all. He's 0-4 with a 2.70 ERA. And even Casey Mize, I know he had a bit of a rough outing in his last game, but he has shown, I think, for the majority of the season that he's at least back to being a capable starting level pitcher. Even Jack Flaherty and Ken Maeda recently.
Look, Maeda's battling.
Yeah.
Like, I'll give him that.
Yeah.
He's been a vet. He was awful.
He was.
Yes.
But we told you he was a slow starter. You know that.
Yeah, no, I know. And he's battled. Crazy Clown. Neil would have focused on the one struggling player on the 1984 35-5 start team. That was one of the more. If you go back and look at those stats from that year, it's incredible that they were ever 35, and they were very average offensively, very average. But Crazy Clown, no, it's not the one player, Clown.
Yes.
It's 6 through 9 hitting 127 for a week in a week that you lost 4 games.
Really 5 through 9.
That's what it is.
Yeah.
I gave you the numbers, man. You can't escape it. So imagine what it could be. And you're talking about games where the difference could have been a run here, a run there. You can't. So Clown, like, that is a Clown take right there, by you. It absolutely is. And I'll ride off with this. I know we're late for the break. Brady Orchard. The Orioles didn't hesitate to send down Jackson Holliday.
Yeah, and that's my thing. Why are you waiting to send Torque down if he's been this bad? He's really the key cog to your offense.
Again, and people are saying it. Kevin Bell, you have 130 games left. You don't think Torque will turn it on by then? Kevin, I'm not saying do anything with Torque. I'm one of the few in this town that's not. I'm not saying that. The guys that average starts with 0 and their OPS, Flannel, starts with 3, that's enough.
Yeah.
And that's not a bullshit take by me. That's real. If you're all right with that, then I can't help you.
2 to 3 weeks in the minors wouldn't hurt him. That's all I'm saying.
That's it.
It wouldn't hurt him.
That's it.
Yeah. It almost in some ways makes it a little bit worse that the Tigers are over 500. Obviously, they still.
That's my frustration, Flannel, for real.
And it's not sustainable. They can't keep going.
You can't keep doing this, and that's my frustration, Flannel, because it's there for the taking.
Yep. And like I said before, I've been a little bit more positive on the Tigers than most. That sweep kind of broke me a little bit. Yeah. I'm not gonna lie. It
didn't break me. It's because that is not their contemporaries. That is not their competition.
That's fair, but you got to get at least one. You can't have Tarek Skubal and Reese Olson give you starts like that and win 0 of those games.
Yeah.
Well, Flannel, yes, you can. You know how?
Well, I know how.
You know how? when your 6 through 9 hitters go 2 for 11, 1 for 12, and 2 for 11.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
And Torkelson, 2 doubles are counted in that.
Yeah.
That's how.
And we're in the May now. Like, we got to start coming up with
The
some
bullshit's
solutions.
over.
Yeah.
The bullshit, wait till it warms up, wait till we get into no, it's go time now.
It's almost summer now. Yeah.
It's a series at Cleveland now. I'm not saying it's the be all end all, but it matters.